Hi guys, welcome to the channel.
Good morning.
I've got Brendan with me today and we are going to build the rear body for the 110.
Ciao. We're off.
We've been and collected a load of steel this morning. I'll go show you guys. It's going to be 60x40 box. The majority of it, I've got some 40mm box. And we've got some old flat plate and angle and bits and bobs and steel pile. I'm going to do some recycling, I think.
Yeah, see what we can make out of what we have.
Yeah. So this is the steel we collected this morning. It's 60x40, 3mm wall, so it'll be ample, strong enough for the rear body on that truck. I think first what we're going to do is if we do this cross piece, because then when we sit the other pieces on top, we'll see how much clearance we've got.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I want the body to end here. I want to bring it like a standard 110 high cap, so the body overhangs the rear bulkhead a little bit. But I don't want to make it square either. I think we should make it so we come sort of like, maybe not 45, but if we come past like 2-3 inches there, maybe 6 inches there, so we've got like a gentle slope there, then a flat section in the centre, then another gentle slope.
Yeah.
A bit more like the back end on, you know, the American work trucks, like the pickups.
Yeah, so it's going to look more like.
So guys, this is the old 110 body and the original chassis, and you can see why we had to put a new chassis under this truck. So
We are about 150mm to this edge.
yeah, if you look to that point,
Yeah.
because that's where the back is, isn't it? That's 7 inch.
Yeah, 180mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do it.
185mm, somewhere around there.
Yes, if we do it that, then we're basically at the stock measurements, aren't we?
Yeah.
But then just taper those end corners in a little bit, just give it a little bit more shape.
Yeah, to make it look quite a little less snoddy, and a little bit more like.
We thought about it rather than just threw it together.
A square box.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 185mm.
So this is the saw we're using. It's an old band saw. It's had some use, so it's not going to be like lazy precision, this thing.
Same bit of action.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do the job.
Just let it go nice and steady. We're notching out the two little sections. We'll drop over this rear 60x40 and then get us flat on the bed rails going down. Brendan just transferred it over from one side to the other. So then if we mess up, we can mess both sides at the same time. Just putting a cross piece in for the front. We have actually got a plan for this. We're not just making it up as we go along. I'll just go to the drawing. There we go. That's the drawing. So you can see we are building it exactly as we planned. Right guys, so we've got the basic frame mocked out now. I didn't want this back edge to be dead straight, so we've put a curve, well, two curved edges in that. And we're not doing all the welding on the chassis, because we don't cover the chassis, the new chassis, in welding sparks. So we're just tacking it all together. And this is the mount we've got at the front. Obviously we're not going to use those bolts, this is just a mock-up. Brendan's just cutting some more steel, and then we're going to start mocking up the side rails. And we're going to try and make it so we've got 2 rock sliders we're going to make out of 60x40 box. We're going to make the rear body the exact width of the rock slider edge, so the truck's lines flow down the side. It's getting there slowly. So guys, this is the next day. I haven't got Brendan with me today. I'll show you how far we've got. So we've got the rear frame all mocked up, all tack welded together. We're going to have to put some internal bars in to hold we're going to have like an oak deck. And I wasn't sure about the wheel arch, how to do the wheel arches, so I was thinking about it, and I've got an old 110 with no plastic spats on. We thought we'll draw around that and then mock that up on the side, and I think that's going to work. We're going to be able to put basically that on, and then we can put a plastic wheel arch on the side, same as a standard truck. It should give us a really nice look when it's done. So I have the top rail and the wheel arch mount now in place. I've made all this out of 60x40 box and tacked it all into the right position. I am going to cut out the section above the wheel, but I wanted to get the top rail in place first before I cut it out to keep everything square and straight. The bed rail has ended up about 8 inches high, so it should stop anything from sliding outside nicely. I'm going to put some mesh in those 2 gaps before and after the wheel arch as well. I just need now to copy it and do the other side. So guys, I'll show you where I've got up to. This is the end of day 2. Just flip that round. So this is how far we've got. I think it's looking pretty smart now. I've got this piece here at the bottom is 40x40 box. The rest is 40x60. I just didn't need 40x60 just for that tail piece there. And I've got a wheel arch, Landrover wheel arch, so I'm going to put that on in a sec and see how it looks, but I think that's going to give it more of a factory finish. This side obviously needs a bit more work, but it's getting there slowly. It takes longer than you think when you start cutting angles and trying to design things how you want them. So I've got 40x40 box in here, so I've got 20mm allowance for the wood. I might actually put 30mm thick oak planks in. I don't mind it being a 10mm step down to the top of the frame rail. It'll actually protect the powder coat on the frame rails a little bit. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good so far. Right, I'll set the camera up and I'll put this wheel arch on. So this is just the standard 110 normal rear arch. It's not an extra wide one or anything like that, it's just a completely standard one. It is a painted one. I might actually reuse these and paint these black. There's just some I've had around kicking around off a different project. So. And I pre-drilled the bottom of that. Hopefully it should just line straight up. So the tyre doesn't stick out too much past the wheel arch. I was a little worried that it was going to poke out too far. Obviously, we've got some little gaps here. I'm going to cut some tin to fit in here, some thin tin, weld it in, grind it all smooth, and then when it's powder coated, you won't even see that's been infilled at all. Obviously, this we're going to warm this up a little bit and just get it to fit flush, because I made it with angles, so it's all dead straight. So the standard truck's got a little bit of a curve to that panel, to the shape. But I think that's going to look really good. Yeah, obviously, when it's finished, I wanted to give it some nice wheel arches and make it look a bit more thought about than just the basic utility body. Right. And I've got these two pieces. These are actually for rollover protection for a big diesel rib, and these went down to the floor to hold the self-righting bag. And I had a few of these left over from another job, so I'm going to re-powder coat these black, and then this is going to be mounted somewhere like that against the headache rack. Headache rack's going to be all the way up across, but I've made it so it can come apart in two, mainly so the powder coaters can get it in, so it's not too big of a bulky item. They can do powder coat this, and then they can powder coat the headache rack, and we can bolt the two back together. But I think that should look really good when it's done. Right, keep going. Hi guys, so this is the next day. I've got that side fully mocked up, I've got this side nearly finished, and I'm about ready to remove the body. So I think we're going to call this video quits for now. Lift the body off, get Brendan's coming in tomorrow and he's going to run through all the welding, and then we're going to drop it off at the powder coater. So next video you see, this will be powder coated, or should be powder coated by that time, but we're going to have the rear, I've ordered all the paint, we're going to have the rear cab mounted on the roof, and we'll start working on the front wings and the wiring. I'm going to run a different wiring loom in this truck than the standard one. I need more wires to the back because I want to put some LED work lights, and I want to have a camera on the back looking at the tow ball, and I want a camera on top of the headache rack so that I can see the load on the bed and I can see the trailer behind all hitch onto the trailer. So I have two cameras and a split screen set up. Obviously I've got to run all the wiring for that as we build the truck. There's no point building all the truck and then thinking about that afterwards. So hopefully that works well. Need to get some wood organised as well for the bed. That's another job. But yeah, if you like the videos, please consider subscribing. We want to try and grow the channel and build more stuff. So, cool. Thank you.